The Chamber is celebrating 10 years. In partnership with the Institute of ICT Professionals Ghana, we decided to give back to society by introducing coding to the pupils.
We started in Central Region, we went to Apam Junction to be specific. The following week we moved to Nsawam in the Eastern Region, and then our last stop, Xiamen in the Volta Region.
Just as many other caravans we have had in the past years, this coding caravan is to celebrate Ghana Chamber of Telecoms on their 10th anniversary.
We selected this school in the Central Region because of the efforts they are making. As you can see, since we've been here, we've seen a new building they put up. We've also seen the fact that they have an ICT center, and we think it is important for us as an institute working in partnership with our collaborators to support the effort that they are making.
I was called upon to come here. I was fortunate to meet the two CEOs for them to brief me a bit about it. And what surprised me is that today they said, as part of their celebration, that is for the Ghana Chamber of Communications, their 10th anniversary, they collaborated with the Institute of Professionals, that's ICT Professionals, to have this program for us. And they have selected only 3 regions out of the 16 regions. And in Central Region, out of the 22 districts, they did choose our district. So today we are very happy to have them in our midst.
However, as I mentioned, most of the schools were not having computer labs, so we have to identify a school that has a computer lab so we can bring adjoining schools to come for the program. Internet connectivity not great in most of the places, which means that if there's a business case that is made where the internet service providers would have the schools buying data and using it, then I believe that the internet service providers like the telcos will come on board and provide internet in those schools.
So you come to a community like this, and then as part of your address to the students, you ask a question like, so how do you use technology for fishing? Because the people of Apam, the people in the Gumua West district, fishing is one of the mainstays. And then you have a pupil of the basic school tell you that it's GPS. You use GPS to be able to help your fishing. It just tells you that they are aware.
In fact, today when you go around and see how the people are patronizing the use of the machines, it's marvelous. And we wish this one will continue, not even a year, but very often, so that people can acquire the basic ICT skills.
When I came here, they told me that every ICT tool that we've been using, it deals with specific codes, and the codes to help you to manipulate the ICT tool that you are using. And when I came here, we used an application like Scratch. Certain codes were events, look, and those types.
I learned about coding, which they said coding is the main way of speaking with the computer.
Created a woman dancing on a studio. I was happy when I finished creating it. I saw the woman moving in several directions.
Talking to the children, I get a sense that they have really enjoyed themselves. They have learned a lot, things that they didn't know previously. A lot of them were even afraid getting closer to computers. But today they've had opportunity to touch and feel computers. And I think the experience for them is wonderful.
My dear students, I will urge you to learn more about technology. Get closer to this kind of machines. Don't let your friends leave you behind. Just as we in GS, we are also not ready to leave you behind. On that note, I declare this program workshop duly open.
Today I want us to give instructions to a bird to fly. Okay, so we're going to look for a bird that flies. We're going to give some instructions here, and then it's going to perform tasks for us. I hope that's okay. Good. So I'm going to introduce the platform to you very quickly. The characters that you use, okay, here they are called sprites. Those characters that you're going to be using the same characters here, but here they are called sprites. Is that okay? So the cat there is a what? I just mentioned it. Good. So we are going to be choosing other sprites for that, okay?
In the past few years, since we started the coding Caravan, we've been to a number of schools, and today, as we are here in Nsawam, being the second part of the locations planned for this Ghana Chamber of Telecoms activity, we have seen a lot of improvement, a lot of student participation.
Comparing the two, I would say the Caravan is more interactive, more practical and more hands-on as compared to our lab, because we don't have much of the resources that the Caravan comes with. So comparing the two, I would say the Caravan is more or better than what we have at our lab.
My impression so far is beyond expectation, because looking at how the place was set up for the children to get interacted with tutors of the program, I think it goes a long way to satisfy the Muslim that when I hear I forget, when I see I remember, but when I do I understand it better. So now that the children in there are manipulating the system, it has made the learning process easier than before.
We are teaching them coding, and I also took them through 3D design and printing. I think what we should all be doing, government, parents, and everybody should be doing, is to expose these skills to this kind of things, because the world is changing, and if you don't follow the pattern, you'll be left out. The only way to be relevant in the future is to learn these kind of things, and the best way to do is to start with this case.
Today was very good for me, and I learned a lot about this programming and about ICT. We use the motion, we use the look, we use the control, and we use the sound and costume.
Most of the teachers don't have background in coding and robotics, so it makes it a bit difficult for some. But if we should be getting this kind of trainings and in-service workshops, it would help boost their teaching ethics.
The invitation came to us that we're going to have a program. I consulted the 3 schools that are involved, and then asked us to how they are going to host our learners in doing the program. We were made aware that 100 learners will sit in for the first session and another 100. And then 50 learners from the other 2 schools coming. Then the whole school with 100 learners. 3 schools benefiting, which are Chama MA Basic, Asadama AME Zion, and then Chama EP.
We covered over 700 kids and over 100 teachers. And particularly when we went to Sawam, we had about 75 schools coming on board with over 80 teachers. And the teachers were very, very excited about the program. They sat behind with their computers and they were also following the instructions and learning how to code. We gave them some of the softwares that we use for our coding program, and they were calling for train-the-trainer models, they were calling for facilities, they were calling for gadgets that they can use to train their kids. And I think that excitement alone is the positive.
Throughout our visits to Apam, to Insawam and into Chame, the common thing you can see is that there's a lot of potential so far as our children are concerned. But then you can see that there's a hunger to imbibe, this coding thing we're talking about. Children are digital natives, but then you see that they've not been exposed to anything like this. This is the first time, they're seeing this. And in the 2 hours that our partners, Institute of ICT Professionals, will take them through these lessons, the things they are able to do. You see them struggling at the beginning to be able to drag the icons and all of that, but after a few minutes, you see them master the skills.
This one is far better than what we are having in our various schools. The reason is that this one, every child has his or her own laptop. But when we come to our schools, the whole class will have like one. Sometimes it even belongs to the teacher. So if the teacher fails to bring it to school, it means the children will not have access to a laptop or a computer. But this one, the children have access to the computers, they are manipulating, they are dragging, they are doing a lot of things with the computer, so they are happy.
I think if it is organized, you will learn more things about technology and will become programmers and more experts in technology, which can help us to earn a living, help other people too who doesn't know anything.
We have computer laboratory in our school. It can be open when we vacate to teach students who don't have anything to do at home to participate so that they will also learn what I have just learned.
Young as they are so much enthusiastic about this type of coding and then the creative aspect of it. But it shouldn't be a 9-day wonder, because now their interest has been whipped up. But if we don't replicate this to other schools, they will go back telling the success story or the good news. But if it is just for one-time show, I think within no time that interest will die down. So it is my expectation and hope that funding from all angles, from all stakeholders, so that this thing could be sustained and then continued in the near future for other young ones to get into it, and then it will help all of us.
This is something that would need strategic thinking, and already the conversation between us and the Institute of ICT Professionals is to see how we are able to engage others. Definitely we'll go back to the members of the chamber, we'll reach out to the government, we'll reach out to other entities that are interested in solving Ghana's problems. But really, if we really want to resolve our problems, we need to mainstream coding, and we need to ensure that this project that the ICT professionals have been doing, we are able to mainstream it. We'll start. We might not be able to do Ghana as a whole, but we can start. Gradually, one community, then we'll be able to do this. And I think that really can work.
Coding Caravan is great, but it's an awareness program that you need funding to be able to move the caravan from one location to another and create excitement for young people.
I thank the organizers of this program. In fact, they've done well. We are grateful to them, and like Oliver Twist, we are asking for more. We thank them very much.